everybody. Let's continue and conclude the introductory part of the data visualization related stuff. Till now in last two lectures, right, we have focused on the types of the different visualizations or the basic visualization that we can use as a part of our while we are doing the storytelling with respect to the data as such. Okay, so now the table related thing we saw, the axis based visualization related thing we saw, what points one need to keep in mind while utilizing that particular visualization. But there are certain things over there which needs to be avoided, right? We will see with what are the reasons with respect to that one, why this particular visuals or the visual element should not appear on as a part of your presentation. So what are those particular visuals are there? Those are your pie charts, and the another variant of it that is called donut, 3D charts and dual axis charts. Okay, so let's, with the help of the specific examples, try to understand that why this particular visuals needs to be avoided as much as possible. Okay, so if I give a data to somebody okay, and ask him to plot a visualization, right, in most of the cases people will come up with a pie chart visualization. Most of the presentation you say that there will be at least one visualization, that is there is one visualization of type pi is present on that particular. Why? People are attracted to that particular shape of that particular visualization, right? It comes with the circular thing and the slices are present. Few softwares allows us to explode a particular slide out, and that looks beautiful. Okay, but really it's conveying the data very well over there. Okay, if I give another tilt to that one, that is the 3D related stuff. If I do with 3D visualization, very popular and very misused, right? The tilt appears over there and those looks very fancy. Okay, and people are very easily, they get attracted to that particular kind of visualization. But what happens, right? Whatever those angles and whatever those curves, those are appearing over there, our eyes, our brain is not very much inclined to process that information very fastly as compared to the linear stuff that is coming over there, maybe some data points or some line that is appearing in front of me, as compared to that one, to go over that particular arcs and the curves, those are appearing as a part of that particular visualization. Those are very difficult to grasp to me. So if let's say you are comparing a metric and there are several categories of that metric, so very usually what will happen, some 5-6 slices will appear in that particular visualization over there, and let's say each of them is having same value over there. Okay, whatever metric you are observing with that particular visualization, each one is coming like 15%, 20% or something. So what will happen, each slice will start to taking the same shape over there. Okay, and if I want to focus my audience on a particular shape over there, right, maybe I need to use another visual clue over there, maybe I need to add another color with respect to that one, because just by the shape of that particular slices, my audience is not going to get anything out of it, or everything will look similar to him. If that 3D tilt is given, then the things will become more complicated over there. Okay, so because of that uneasiness with respect to that reading of that particular visualization, right, this particular visualization and its another variant, that is the donut chart, should not be used over there. So what basically a donut chart is, there is a pie chart, but it's having a hole in center over there, and whatever those slices or the categories those constitute your pie graph, those will appear in a ring format over there, and each one will be taking the shape as per the data that is provided for that. But there will be certain scenarios, right, maybe where you will be forced, or maybe it will make some sense to make utilization of this particular visualization. So in that particular case, what are the things that one need to keep in mind is that always make sure that whatever those categories, whatever those segments, those are appearing over there, right, they are having whatever the sum that is coming. Okay, if you are showcasing with respect to the percentage, that sum has to be always 100%. The number of categories, very important thing that one need to keep in mind. If you put up lot of things, right, lot of categories onto that particular pie graph over there, it's useless, I will say. Okay, because nobody is going to make anything out of that particular small sections or segments as you are plotting with the different colors over there, right? Your story will be lost with that particular kind of visual over there. So make sure that as less as possible, those number of categories should be as less as possible over there. The 3D thing should be avoided. We will discuss in the next slide itself why that particular 3D thing should not be used over there. Okay, So for this 3D chart, right, let's start with this particular example. If I ask you, right, what basically this visualization is showcasing, the number of issues, those have been tracked or those have been raised against your particular module that you are handling over there for a particular month over there. And now if I ask you to compare the values, those are represented by those particular months over there, right, the January and the February. So what is your observation over there? So maybe if I just go ahead from that particular visual to my y-axis, so maybe I can come up with that the number of issues those are raised against my team are 0.8. Okay, it's a float number that has come, whereas the number of issues, right, it will be a round integer or round number kind of thing. Now how, so now what this visual has done, whatever the information is there, right, that has been wrongly shown to the audience. Okay, why that has happened? Because when you put up in the 3D format, right, whatever that the magic that is used to plot that particular visualization, it is giving an illusion to you that the size of the bars is same, that's fine, but when the tangent has been added to this particular visual by that plotting software over there, somehow that its reference with respect to that y-axis is lost. And if I am asking you that question, what are the number of tickets raised in the particular January February month, your answer is wrong, you are getting a wrong conclusion over there. Okay, so why that really there is a necessity for the adding that particular tilde? A small beautification comes with respect to that one, it looks nice. Same is the case with the 3D pie chart, right? If I give an inclination to that one, it looks nice, but apart from that, it doesn't carry any significant information with that particular tilde over there. So if the visual, what is the purpose of that particular visualization that you are putting in the presentation is that you want to convey something to your audiences that is meaningful to them. And what is happening with the 3D chart in this particular example, you are showing you are conveying the wrong information. Okay, so basically you are violating the core objective of that particular visualization. So in that case, the first thing, right, if you explore the web for the things to be avoided for the visualization, the first thing that will come up in many of the articles or that use as much as possible you avoid this particular kind of 3D charts visualizations. Okay, apart from that, right, not a type of the visualization I will say, but the way by which the data is represented on the same visualization, right, dual axis visualization. So what happens, two y-axis are now coming into picture, they share the same x-axis over there. So what this particular visual is showcasing over there, maybe for a particular years, for particular quarters, the revenue and the sales of employees are showcased. Okay, if that secondary y-axis that is present on the y-axis, if it is not present over there, what will happen if I want to showcase these two matrices, the revenue and the size of the sales force, right, what will happen? So if you see the scale of those particular y-axis, right, what is the scale for the revenue is going from 0 to 1.2 millions, whereas the size of the sales force is very less as compared to the other revenue. If I plot these two series with a single visualization, let's say a simple line chart, okay, that has a x-axis, y-axis and two series is over there. So maybe the size of the Salesforce series will not appear on your visualization, because the data values those are associated with that that particular series are very less as compared to the data values those are associated with that revenue series. So now what alternative you have found out for that particular thing? You have come up with the separate axes over there. So one y-axis, the primary y-axis is showcasing the revenue, the secondary y-axis is showcasing you the number of employees over there. Okay, but now what's happening, right, it becomes very much difficult for my user to interpret this particular information, because if it will get more complicated that instead of using the bars you are using lines, or instead of using lines you are using bars for both of that visualization, right? He has to do a lot of mental mathematics. Also he has to navigate between the left y-axis and the right y-axis to understand the trend or the thing that is present, that is showcased, that is represented with that particular visualization. So now it increases the cognitive load on your users over there. They used to use their mental processing power a lot in order to understand that particular kind of visualization. Basically complexity is getting added to this particular visualization, and that's making your audience's life very difficult. So now, are there any alternatives that can be used for solving this particular dual axis visualizations? Definitely. The alternative one is pretty simple. you keep your primary series as is it. So whatever those bars were there, those were showcasing your revenues. Maybe I can put up all that thing. Whatever the second series was there, right, number of employees. So instead of having any reference axis for that particular thing, I am just putting direct data values over there. Okay, now there is no y-axis associated with this particular visualization over there, and just direct plotting of the data is done. Same is the case for the bars, those are there. So whatever those revenue figures were there, the bars of appropriate sizes are showcased over there, and they are stamped with the data values over there. And on top of that one, a line is showcased which also has the data points directly stamped on that one. Maybe another thing what I can do, if now people will object this thing, that they are saying that we are not able to reference it back, right? Maybe we are not able to interpret because we are in a habit to always see it with the y-axis, okay, because it gives me an reference over there. So maybe if that is the requirement, if the y-axis has to be present and you have to showcase maybe two unrelated, the two series are there whose data values are significantly different from each other, maybe in that case you can go ahead and utilize the alternative over there. So that is the nothing but you are what you will do, you will split up that axis into two parts, two altogether different things. So the bottom part of that particular y-axis will showcase your revenue, while the other part of the thing, other y-axis that you are adding up over there, that will beautifully showcase your reference for the number of employees series that you are interested in. Okay, so these are the alternative ways by which, in case you require to have a dual y-axis visualization over there, so maybe these two strategies can be utilized for that. Just in order to recap the things, okay, so what are the things that one need to be keeping in mind while preparing a presentation for storytelling over there? What visuals should not be used or should be avoided as much as possible? So we have discussed three things over there: the pie charts and its variant, that 3D chart, what is the issue associated with that one, the 3D, the issue associated with that with the help of the examples, and the alternatives by which dual axis visualization can be converted to the another format. Okay, thank you for listening to this introductory lections of the data visualization related stuff.